Hi everyone, I can see people are joining the webinar. We're just going to wait a minute or two before we start with some introductions. So just bear with us while we let people get into the webinar. So my name is Ben Osborne. I'm the postgraduate manager here at the University of Sussex, and me and my team organise lots of events online and on campus to help people like yourselves who might be interested in master's or PhD study. And we help you get that information you need to hopefully make the choice that's right for you around master's and postgrad study. Today's session is going to be looking at marketing and consumer psychology, and we've got Nora and Emanuela. I'm going to come back at the end to help with the questions, but I'm going to hand over now to Nora and Emanuela to introduce themselves and take you through the presentation. So Nora, if you're first up, over to you.
Thank you very much, Ben, for the introduction. So, hello, everyone. My name is Nora. And firstly, I would like to send to you the sunshine from the UK. Okay, so we are having amazing spring. So anyone tells you that's in the UK, you only have fog and coldness, then please do not believe them, okay? Because we are having a lot of sunshine here now. So firstly, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nora, and I'm Associate Professor of Marketing. I am the course director of MSc in Marketing and Consumer Psychology. My research interest is entrepreneurial marketing and B2B marketing. So my recent research interests primarily revolve around marketing for new ventures and small and medium enterprises, with a particular focus on innovation, entrepreneurs' emotions, and behavior. And now I would like to introduce my colleague, Dr. Emanuela Stagno. She will talk about her research. Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today, and thank Nora and Ben for organizing this. So my name is Emanuela. As Nora was saying, I'm as well an associate professor in the Department of Marketing, and differently from Nora, my focus is more on B2C, so I study consumers and how consumers feels in the marketplace. So my background is a little bit an interplay between psychology and marketing, and this is why I also teach in this degree. And in particular, I teach buyer behavior, which I will explain a little bit more about in a couple of minutes. But personally, in terms of research interests, I focus on the interaction within technology and consumers. So how new technology affect consumer, or how consumer interact with this new technology. For instance, what happens when you go to a restaurant and you find a robot serving you instead of a human person. So a lot of interesting insights given the development of technology nowadays. And I will talk more about it in the next couple of slides, and happy to have a chat if you're interested in the topic also afterwards. Thank you, Nora.
Thank you very much, Emanuela, for the introductions. We also have Manasi Bermecha joining our section today. She is the alumni from the Marketing and Consumer Psychology 2024 cohorts, but she will be with you later. But let me start on the introduction for the course today. Firstly, the first question you always want to ask yourself is why you want to study marketing and consumer psychology. So let me start with our first very simple questions. Have you ever wondered why people choose one brand over another? Or why some marketing campaigns nowadays they go viral very quickly, while others fall flat? That is where the power of marketing and consumer psychology comes in. Marketing and consumer psychology is a unique interdisciplinary field that brings together two powerful perspectives. The strategic side of marketing, how businesses communicate, build brands, and drive growth, and the psychological side, how people think, feel, make decisions as consumers. So this course is designed to help you understand both what consumers do and why they do it. So now more than ever, businesses need marketers who go beyond surface level data. They need people who can understand the deeper drivers of consumer behavior, things like motivation, emotion, perceptions, and decision making. So, okay, now if you have understood why you want to study marketing and consumer psychology, the next question is why at Sussex? Why you should join the MSc Marketing and Consumer Psychology at University of Sussex? So firstly, the pictures here, this shows the unique, and I have to confirm that we are unique. We are among very few, if not the only course in the UK that combine the expertise and industry experience of the School of Psychology and Business School. So you will receive valuable marketing and consumer training, equipping you with a deep understanding of how psychological principles intersect with marketing strategies for effective business outcome. And we have strategy and marketing department, which is a vibrant and dynamic part of the business school. So known for our diverse cultural and professional background, our faculty members bring a wealth of expertise across various domains, including marketing, international business, strategies, entrepreneurships, and innovation. Okay. So joining marketing and consumer psychology at University of Sussex, you will have a chance to join a practice-led course. So on my screen here, we have the list of all the guest speakers coming from various models in the course. For example, we have a guest speaker who are the associate directors at Roots Research. We have guest speakers coming from Firm Life, from Specsavers, from MyLab, Magenta, Swarovski, Nestle Group, and etc. So across the year, we always have guest speakers coming from the industry, providing you with the information, with the knowledge, with the experience of working in the industry. And also joining the course, you also have the opportunity to join the research-led course. So our faculty members are recognized for research and teaching experience, contributing to fields such as consumer behavior, digital marketing, strategic management, and entrepreneurial innovations. So we frequently have the research seminars inviting speakers who are the top researchers in the field from various universities in the world. And we encourage students, okay, to participate, to engage in such a conversation, the talks about recent research and most up-to-date findings about marketing and consumer psychology. And also, besides practice-led and research-led approaches, we also value experience-led approach in the course. So I myself, as the course director, I always try to develop a close-knit course community. So one of the questions I always bear in mind is what creates the difference between the in-person course and online courses. So to me, it is the experience. It is the opportunity for you when you join the in-person course. It is the opportunity for you to get to know each other, to know your peers and learn from your peers. So frequently we have students coming from many different countries, okay, bringing many different experience, work experience, and also life experience. And it is a golden opportunity to learn from each other. And also we provide the students with opportunity to extend the networks with students from other departments within the business school and also with other schools as well. We have School of Psychology, we have School of Media, we have School of Computer Science, etc. So we have opportunity to networking. So on the screen here, I have shown the pictures of many social gathering events that we often have. So we have for example, here we have brilliant faces in the class of 2023, 2024, and the last year, 2025. So we have very nice picnic for all the students so that we can create a close-knit community for the course. And now I hope that you have sense of why this course is valuable. Let's take a closer look at how it is structured, and I will walk you through the core modules and some exciting optional choices. For example, we have 4 core modules in the term 1, the buyer behavior, classic and contemporary social psychology, marketing ethics, and sustainability, research skills in psychology. In term 2, you are going to have 4 core modules, advanced research skill in psychology, applying psychology in business and policy context, contemporary consumer research applications, and strategic brand management. And also, you can choose one of the amazing optional modules. Either you can choose advanced marketing analytics, digital marketing, or management of negotiations. The other 2 modules, empirical projects in consumer psychology and empirical project in marketing and consumer psychology, are the 2 projects for the dissertation. So about the career, one of the most exciting things about this course is the wide range of career opportunities it opens up. So our MSCs prepare you for a range of careers, from marketing to applying psychology theories to the business world. So we have had alumni working for marketing research, media advertising, branding, management, HR, or even starting up their own business. So if you think this course is a good fit for you, you are probably maybe wondering what you need to apply. So let's take a quick look at the academic and language requirements, as well as what we are looking for in a strong applications. So this the entry requirements. You need to have English, the IELTS academic, the standard level of 0 overall, including at least 5.5 in each component, and you should have an upper second class, 2.1 undergraduate honors degrees. And good news is your qualification can be in any subjects. Okay, so more details can be found in our online prep texts. So we know that funding your studies is an important consideration. So I would like to highlight some of the scholarships and financial support options available to help you make your journey to Sussex more accessible. So here we have many different kind of scholarship. We have a business school international award. We have Sussex alumni scholarship. Country scholarship offered to nationals of many countries like Bangladesh, Egypt, India, Nigeria, Pakistan, Turkey, and Vietnam. We also have Chancellor International Scholarship, Chancellor's Master's Scholarship, SET Foundation Scholarship, and Sussex Ritz Scholarship. So if you need more information about the scholarship, also the eligibility criteria, please have a look at the link below. So that is all information I would like to provide for the course. Next, I would like to talk more about why you should study at the business school. So let's take a look at the bigger picture. Why University of Sussex Business School? Why it is an exceptional place to study, to grow, and launch your career. So from the world-class faculty to strong industry links, we are proud to offer more than just a degree to you. Okay? So the vision of the business school is we always try to collaborate across discipline to shape global issues in business and management and society, making an impact on the policy, practice, and people. We are proud in our strength of managing innovation at the interface of business and society. So when choosing the place to study, I understand that reputation matters. So our rankings here on the screen reflect the quality, impacts, and global recognitions of the University of Sussex Business School. Let me share some recent highlights that show how we are performing on the UK and world stage. So we are proud to be the first in the UK for annual research income. We are the second in the UK for career prospects in marketing. Yeah. And we are ranked at the 23rd in the UK and world top 100 for masters in marketing, 25th in the UK for marketing, the 12th in the UK for the economics and business, and we are ranked at top 20 in the UK and world top 120. Yeah.
You're back.
We lost you for a moment.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got disconnected a little bit. Yeah, can you still see the screen and hear me?
Yep.
Okay, very good. So let me continue with the introduction about a notable business school alumni. So one of the best way to see the impact of the university is through its graduates. So at Sussex, we are proud of our diverse and inspiring alumni who have gone on to make their mark in the industry around the world. So we have Professor Ngoc Park, who is now the Science and Technology Advisor of the President of South Korea. We have alumni as the director and co-founder of the Belungula Incubator. We have the CEO of Zimbabwe Olympic Committee. And we have many other founders and project managers, etc. And on the left screen here, I can see one of the face of one of my previous student, Anna Ringo. She is now the business consultant for IBM. She was the student of mine for the marketing and consumer psychology cohort 2023. So about your employability at Sussex, your future career is a top priority. And from day one, we offer a wide range of support to help you build your skill, gain experience, and confidently take your next step after graduation. I am proud to say that we have a award-winning career and entrepreneurship team. They are brilliant. And they are very enthusiastic. They're always willing to help you, to provide you with specialist support through the study and up to 3 years. I have to emphasize here, 3 years after graduation. It means even after you have graduated from the University of Sussex, you can still get the support from our careers and entrepreneurship teams. And we also have the master classes and guest lecturers coming to, as I mentioned before, come to provide you with industry experience, with the knowledge, etc., to help you gain more knowledge about the industry. And also we have projects carried out in commercial companies, which will help you to support your employability. And next is what really attracts me to University of Sussex in the early days: location. Yeah. So it is good to live in London, where it is very crowded and busy all the time. But I believe that once you set your foot in Brighton, you will fall in love with it. So our beautiful campus is located in South Downs National Park, just 10 minutes from Brighton, one of the UK's most iconic cities. We are on the outskirts of Brighton, within reach of London, just only 1 hour by train, okay? And it also very close to major international airports like Gatwick and Heathrow. Brighton is a seaside city famous for its sense of inclusivity, and it is located in the south coast of England in the county of East Sussex. So in Brighton, you have vibrant city, you have the beach, you have South Downs, so everything you can find in Brighton, okay? We know that thriving at university goes beyond academics. That is why Sussex offers a comprehensive range of student support service. You will never be alone at Sussex. You always have our support. Whether you need help with your well-being, study, or settling into the campus life, we are here to support you every step of the way. We have very new modern building of student center. You will have brilliant student academic success advisors. We have student mentors, well-being ambassadors, international student support, resident life team, disability support team, chaplaincy, money advice and financial support, and other free and confidential therapy service. So finally, our campus is designed to give you everything you need in one place. So from modern study spaces to library, cafes, sports facility, students' accommodations. So I would like to say that Sussex is a vibrant, inclusive environment where you can learn, connect, and feel at home. Okay, that is all for my introduction for the course and also for the business school. Next, we will have the test lecture from Dr. Emanuela Stagno. Yeah.
Thank you, Nora, and hello everyone. If somebody joined us a little bit later, I'm Emanuela, and I'm one of the associate professors in the Department of Marketing. I'm also the person teaching Buyer Behaviour, which is one of the modules you will encounter if you choose this master degree in the first semester. So to talk about Buyer Behaviour, when Nora asked me, like, can you say something about it? I was very excited and I reflected on, okay, what could be the best way to present what we study in Buyer Behaviour? And I thought to make this session a little bit more interactive, which is also what we usually do in the class. So what we do is we do a lecture, we ask students to participate in the lecture, and then we have workshop in which we try to apply the concept that we learn in the lecture in a more practical way. So in order to give you a vibe of what a lecture could be like, my first question to you is if you have ever heard of Pokemon. You can use the chat to answer. Yes or no will do it. So I also know how to calibrate the rest of the information that I can give you. Yes, so I have 2 yes. Thank you for typing in the chat. Yes. Okay, cool. I see yes coming in. Just in case you didn't hear about Pokemon before, which doesn't seem the case, Pokemon was a very popular game a couple of years ago in which you were a trainer and you needed to train all these Pokemon, and you were going around playing and fighting to become the best trainer out there, okay? So what Pokemon did, and Nora, if you can go to the next slides, please. In more recent time was to integrate the game using an app and developing an augmented reality sort of experience. So what you could do with this app was to scan the environment, or you were in a park, you were in a street, and you can actually see Pokemon popping up in this augmented reality filter, and you can then play the game again. So you will capture the Pokemon in the park and or in the street and so on and so forth. Has anyone ever played this version of the game with their phone in an augmented reality type of experience? You can always use the chat to answer. Are you familiar with this version of the game? Not yet. Okay, some people are probably fan of it. So I see, for instance, Megan and Lani said yes both time, and some others say like, no, that's pretty common, I guess, because not many people are into augmented reality filter in the first place, and this is actually what makes the case pretty interesting. So if we can go to the next slide, Nora, I will show you what happened when the game was released, so almost a at the beginning of the process, okay? There is a short video that we can watch together. So there is no audio in the video, but there is more like this, just, I will comment on it. So it's just to show what was happening in Central Park when there was this announcement that this rare Pokemon appeared. And of course, if you capture rare Pokemon, you get more points and your reputation in the game also improves. So see how many people were out there just trying to capture this rare form of Pokemon and just running around. And at some point, the police had to come, fire department, because there was a problem with crowd control. And it was becoming even risky to just pass by that particular part of the city. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of vibe of what was when the game came out. It was a very big buzz and many people started trying it out. Nora, if you can come back to the slides, please. So what happened after the game was launched is that many people started subscribing to the game and just started playing with it. And that seemed to be a very good success case. But then, and this was in 2016. So what I plotted here was the revenues that the company got by the launch of this product, okay? So in 2016, very good, many people were using the game. It seems like great. Then what you observe in the graph is that there is a huge drop in 2017. And why is that? Is because basically 2016 seems not too far from now, but in technology, time is almost a lifetime. So what happened is that the technology wasn't really ready for what the game was asking the technology to do. So there were a lot of glitch in the game. People were getting annoyed because they couldn't find Pokemon around, or even when they found them, they will not be able to capture them. So people just start dropping off, okay? And the company really had to react and say, okay, what do? We try to come up with a new version of the game. We try to do something different. And they started investing heavily on how they could improve the technology. And actually, they did. So it seems that they, from 2018, they started regaining consumers up to 2020, which, as most of you will remember, unfortunately, was a COVID year. So during COVID, there were these external factors preventing people to go around. And then playing the game seemed to be something that people could use to distract themselves. Even going in the backyard and try to capture a Pokemon was something that people seemed to enjoy pretty well. So the company really leveraged this pandemic in order to also make some new consumers. But as you can see, this trend didn't last so much. So again, in 2023, it seems that the revenue went down and we are kind of back from when they started. So my overall question to you at this point will be, is this a success story or not? Because we have some revenue growth, but then decline. We have some new customer coming in, but also some that left. So what is this story telling us? How can we read this story from a consumer also perspective? What this story can tell us are 4 things. And one little thing about myself, I'm a very big fan of Disney. And so you see this on the slide with my animation about Disney Inside Out. But what we can learn from Pokemon Go are 4 things. The first one is the power of gamification. So in this case, of course, you will tell me it's a game, right? So it's their core business to play stuff. But the overall concept of developing this augmented reality filter and then making people move while they are doing the game, it's an additional component that make the game kind of a success, because it was a very static thing at the beginning. And so people were kind of curious about trying the game just because of this functionality. And gamification is a very powerful strategy used by many companies. So you could actually do almost an entire course by why people like games, why they like rewards, why they like to collect points and then get discounts and so on and so forth. So this is a very kind of interesting things to keep in mind when you're thinking about a strategy or when you're thinking about how can I attract, for instance, a consumer. Another important thing here that we can learn from is from a more psychological perspective, and it's related to a feeling that what I will call here is nostalgia. So if you break down the main customers that started playing the game again when Pokemon Go went live, are people like me who were playing the game when they were kids, and then they were attracted by having this new functionality of the game, so they went back and started play something that was kind of over for them in terms of life cycle. So know your customers, know what they like, know how you can attract them or make them come back to you. It's also something that we try to teach during the degree, but also in particular in buyer behavior. And then last 2 points is community and social interaction. So in buyer behavior, what we study are people, and people don't live in island. People live around other people. And I actually really like Nora's point about the degree giving you the opportunity to also make a community out of there with your peers. And I must say, this is very true in many aspects of consumers' life. And this is also what you need to be aware of, is like the psychology that comes when you interact with other people and how you build that factors that can then be an important component, or how company, for instance, reach out to your community, or they even create their own community, okay? And finally, and this is of course specific to this case, but I think it's a very important element today, is the scalability and the technological challenge that companies are facing when implementing new technology or new solution into the market. You're probably, most of you, familiar with the concept of AI or artificial intelligence, and how artificial intelligence has been disrupting many sectors, starting from industry and factory-related context, but also more consumer-related context, like how I learn something, how I promote something, how I reach to my consumers, and so on and so forth. So knowing like the value of technology, it's also something that comes across the module itself and in general about the degree, because we try to also keep up with the content and the reality around us, and try to see how we can allow our students to also be in that environment in which they can learn how to use these insights from trends and new things into a more strategic perspective. So just to conclude from my side, what you learn in buyer behavior are a kind of 3 things. It's the person, so the psychology of the individual, but also how this psychology becomes the psychology of a consumer that lives in a marketplace. So how the influence of the psychology then interplay with the influence that comes from the market, and what company can do about this. I'm happy to take any question you might have, but I will leave the floor again to Nora, and I think we have our alumni here that is also eager to speak. So thank you, everyone, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you very much, Emanuela, for the very interesting test lecture. Now I understand why buyer behavior is always most loved module in the course. Yeah, thank you. And next, I would like to introduce Manasi, who is one of my most brilliant course rep ever. I have to say ever. She's the alumni, and she works with us in 2023. She's very nice being here today to talk to you about her experience at the course. And your stage is yours, Manasi.
Thank you, Nora. It's so nice to see both of you. Hello, Emanuela. But I felt like I was right back in a lecture a year ago. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Manasi. Thank you for the lovely introduction, Nora. And, I'm actually here because exactly, I think about 2 years ago, I was where you are right now, considering whether to, enroll for a master's in a completely new country or not. And I can share with you, like, some of the reasons why I thought this was a good idea and how it's panned out. I mean, I'm here and I'm smiling, so you can imagine that it's gone well so far. But one of the biggest reasons for MSc, particularly this course, MSc Marketing and Consumer Psychology, is because it's a very unique combination, especially at a master's level. There's not a lot of other universities that offer a combination of both marketing, so which is the business side, but also psychology, which gives you a bit more human side of, who is it that I'm interacting with, and who are these, like, at the end user, the people who I'm selling to or speaking to or telling a story to. And another thing also, I mean, more on the practical side, was that in terms of entry requirements, because I myself do not have a background in marketing or business, but it also shows the truly, like, multidisciplinary nature of the course itself. You are welcome, even if you haven't studied business before. There's many streams to come into. I myself have done a biology major before, and still I felt like welcome when I came into the business school, because all knowledge is valid, and that's kind of the beauty of this master's, is that it allows you to connect dots from whatever field you have. And I would say not even just the field, whatever work you've done, your even right from your childhood experiences. In fact, when I thought of marketing, I used to think like the markets back in India. Those are one of my favorite places because it was colorful, and everybody would be trying to get your attention, and you'd always get a little treat. So I thought of market that way, and that's still a valid way to look at a market. And when you come even to a global context, your past experiences are very much welcome, and in fact they enhance how you reflect on things. And whatever you learn here through all the courses, like right from sociology to buyer behavior, you connect it back to your own experience. And I think, and you are doing this alongside, in my cohort, 40 other people from all different countries. So, like, imagine the richness. Everybody in the room knows something that you don't, has an experience that you don't have. So that itself is such a rich learning experience. Um, Another reason is just where, if you can see the background, this is actually the business school. So if you do end up coming, you would be studying here. And this tree that you see here is one of my favorite trees on campus. Around, I think this time, a little bit earlier, it would be in full bloom like this. And it really looks like this. And it's just so stunning. So the campus itself is such a big plus point. And it's quite well located because, like, the sea is here, the city is here, and your campus is around here, and you're surrounded by the South Downs National Park. So that means that you have access to so many lovely green spaces while also being close to a city like Brighton. So if you don't know much about Brighton, I think no matter what kind of person you are, there is something for you in the city. Um, and especially in the summer, like, there are events nonstop, like right from theater to music to yoga and fitness, like everything is here. I still live in Brighton even after finishing my master's, and I think it's a choice I very much made. So the city is fantastic. I mean, just to give you a few pointers of, yeah, like, when you come here, what were my reasons were all of these, and you get to be close to the sea. That's always a plus. Um, and I mean, above all of those, also, I remember when I was thinking, oh, should I, take this? It's almost like a leap of faith. Should I or should I not? I went on to like University of Sussex Instagram, and I remember scrolling, and there's just like this gut feeling that says something about this place is right, and I haven't been proven wrong since. I found it to be a very inclusive space, a very diverse space, a place that cares about sustainability, which was one of my main goals. So, like it says here, the organization that I work for now, which is South Down, I think the way I made my way to South Down is because I was very clear that when I finish with my marketing degree, I want to use it um, in the well-being sector, the charity sector. So, and I think I made it especially in the marketing ethics course that one of the modules is marketing ethics. And from there, so many classes, I think, it helped me learn the ethics of when you market, what is the kind of things you should do, but also it helped me learn about myself and how I want to be on the ethical side of marketing, and how it's possible. So I think a master's plays a dual role. One, you learn about marketing as an industry, but you also very much learn to place yourself in it, especially if you're new. If you've had a bit of work experience, it's probably a more different experience. But for me, it helped me understand, well, if I was to be a marketer, this is how I would want to be. So um, the lectures and the workshops do such a good job of kind of nudging you in that direction. But a lot of what you take from the masters is also the reflection you would do, like, after a class in the corridor when you're just chatting with your classmates or your professor, or you go back to your room and think, oh, well, I learned this and this is how I felt about it. So I think it's a two-way street, really. You kind of get out of it how much you are willing to put. But I can tell you this much, like, say, if you're interested in a topic, there will always be a professor or a classmate who's very willing to talk to you about it, give you ideas about it. So like I was saying, I think it's how much you get out of a 1 year, because it's quite intense, is how much you are willing to kind of put in and be engaged. And especially if you're coming to the business school, there are so many ways to be engaged. I think the business school really makes it easy for you to be engaged, especially if you're coming in here. And I'm assuming a lot of us here are international students. It's kind of like you pack your entire life in those 223-kilo bags and you're coming to a new country. But I think you were held throughout the whole journey. Like when I came and I was all wide-eyed, like, okay, where have I come? What is going to happen? But even small things. So I chose to live on campus, but when I entered, there were people who were guiding, you throughout. And no doubt, I'm not going to lie to you. You will, in the beginning at least, if you're like me, you'll feel homesick. You'll feel a little bit like, okay, um, what's my place? What do I want to do? But I can assure you that there's support throughout within the business school and otherwise also broadly in the university. You've got the academic advisors who you should definitely talk to. I have annoyed my academic advisor every week saying, well, talk to me about this and I have this question. But yeah, I think broadly it's a leap of faith for sure. And also if you're wondering like, is this the right thing? Is this not? I think the only way to find out is to I think you kind of go for it and then you make it the right thing. So yeah, be as involved as possible, be as engaged, ask questions, and yeah, try to find out who you are and where you want to be in this marketing journey. I do hope it brings you what you're hoping for it to. Yeah, thank you. I'm seeing if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. But yeah, that's me.
Thank you very much, Manasi, for the sharing experience with the potential student of the course. So I'm wondering whether any of you have any questions for me, for Emanuela, for Manasi. If you have, please drop it in the chat box. So I really like previous point made by Manasi that yes, the course is only 1 year program. So I hope that every single student will make every minute of the course counts. Yeah. So as I presented before, there are a lot of different support, different services at the school. So please try to take advantage of every service. So the questions, what question we have is, what if you do not have 2-1, can you still apply? So as I mentioned before, about the entry of the course, so the degree requirements is you should have another 2-1 undergraduate honors degree or above. Thank you very much for these questions. So you should have an upper second class undergraduate honors degree, but I think I have had some cases when students, they can have the very rich business industry experience that can reimburse for their like a 2-1 degrees, but they still got admission. So to clarify this point, please email the admission team to get the confirmation. Okay.
Nora, I can come in on that as well quickly if you want. Yeah, I just reiterate what Nora said around that. And if you feel that you have that experience, which makes up for not having the 2-1 that we look for, do include that in the personal statement part of your application. And I can put a link in to some information around the personal statement section. But yeah, we look at all the applications individually, and we'll look at the whole application and not just the grades you've got.
Thank you, Ben. The next question I have, thank you, Manasi. Can you tell me how you integrated the major into your professional life?
Yeah, I'm happy to take that. Well, so the role that I'm currently in is communications, and that includes everything from social media and website and also events. So one of the things is throughout the degree, you meet so many people and you understand that everyone's different. So it teaches you how to talk to different people. And I mean, I'm here and I'm talking. So I think you're communicating even when you're not. Everything is communication. So through the major, I mean, if you take the social media side of things, there's an elective in the spring term, which is digital marketing. That's going to give you strategies to actually say, okay, how do I plan my social media? How do I know what to post when, that kind of thing. So there's also very practical hands-on things that you learn through your course, but also strategy level things. So say buyer behavior, for example, I learned about personas there, the buyer persona. So I work with a mental health charity. So even when I'm working with them, who is my target audience? How do I speak to them? So I think that gives you the theory, but to use that theory and take it to your context is something that you'll have opportunity to do in the workshops, in the seminars. You'll have a chance to like have a taste for it, and then you kind of take that way of thinking forward and use it in your professional life also. In fact, the role that I'm currently in was sent to me by a classmate. So I think just building that community, that's where so much of your learning and yeah, your opportunities will come from. And maybe I can also respond briefly to Rita about class timetables. I think it depends on the electives you choose. But I think for me, it looked like a 4-day week and you had some days off, but depending on which workshops and which seminars you are. It's a 1-year course, so it can feel a bit intense in terms of how many classes, but I think you have a set number of teaching hours every week. But knowing particularly this course, I think you will have classes for at least 3 or 4 weeks in the 3 or 4 days in the week. But yeah, I'll pass it on to Nora or Manuela.
Yes. Thank you, Manasi. Yes, so the timetable, there is no for sure answer for the timetabling questions, but as Manasi mentioned before, depending on your optional model and also which workshop you are allocated to, so you may have 3 to 4 days a week. Yeah.
Maybe what we can add is that every semester is 11 weeks. So you have 11 weeks of classes, seminars, lecture, and then you have some time off with the breaks and then exams. So for instance, for semester 1, you usually stop before Christmas time. So it will be like until the first week of December, and then you have a break, and then you will have exam in January. And then similar for semester 2. So you have always these 11 weeks that feel a little bit intense because you have classes, as Manasi say, almost every day. And then you have still these breaks in between that allow you to prepare also for the exam and other things.
Thank you, Emanuela. I have another comment from Glory. I do like communication, as Manasi has said, but I think psychological behavior market is very important. Yeah, do you have any comments, Manasi?
No, I agree with Glory actually. Absolutely. And I mean, you're right, nothing exists in isolation, so to say. It's all about connecting the dots in the way that you would. And you learn about most of these things. There's a core module on sociology as part of the psych side of things, and you'll also have strategic brand management in your spring module. So it'll all come together. I think I couldn't make sense of it, but I was studying it in the whole capacity. But at the other end of it, I'm like, oh, that's what they were saying. Even at work, when new things come up or like someone asks me about this strategy, it's like, oh, this is what they were talking about in class. So yeah, absolutely. It's all important.
Thank you, Manasi. So we have another question from Rekha. Hello, I'm from Indonesia and have submitted my application. Thank you very much for the unconditional offer. I would like to inquire if there are any scholarship available from students from Indonesia. So on my slide here, I have included some information about the scholarships and a quick glance. And I can see that you can apply to Business School International Award, which is for all full-time international students in the business school. You can apply for the Chancellor's International Scholarship, which is 5,000 scholarship, 5,000 plus scholarship for overseas master student with excellent academic achievement and potential. Okay. But more information you can find in the link below at the end of the slide. Yeah. Another question is, does Duolingo English test work?
Do you want me to take that one?
Yes, please. Ben. Yeah.
Yes, we do accept the Duolingo English test, and we've just updated our language requirements details, and I'll put the link to the page. And Duolingo is again one that we accept. So have a look on the course page, and there's a link in the chat which takes you to the course page, and check the requirements. And then I'll put another link in which gives you a bit more information about what you need to get from the Duolingo test. But you will need to take that within 2 years of the start of the course. But I'll pop details in the chat now.
I'm wondering whether anyone has. Thank you. I cannot see any other question.
There's a question coming from Amna in the Q&A. So Amna's undergrad marketing specialization student from Pakistan, wants to excel in the career in marketing. You're asking about a scholarship. So can Amna get a scholarship? We do have some international scholarships. Obviously, you can see them on the screen now. And I believe we might have one for students from Pakistan as well. And I've put the link in the chat. Have a look on there, and that does take you to our scholarship page, and all of our scholarships are listed there. So you can search by your country, or you can search by your course, or both of those, and it will bring up all the scholarships available. And all the scholarships we have are advertised there. And I'm just checking now. I can pop the link on there, and we do have a Sussex Pakistan scholarship as well. So the deadline for that is the 1st of September, and I'll pop a link in the chat for that one.
Thank you, Ben. We have another question from Asia. What types of roles or industry do your graduates typically enter, and how does the course help bridge the gap between study and employment? Yeah, very important questions. So as I showed before, our MSc prepares students with a range of careers. And we have had alumni launching the career in marketing research, in media and advertising, products and merchandising, management, HR, and starting up their own business. So we have done different steps to help to bridge the gap between the study and employment. So as I mentioned before, we frequently have guest speaker coming from the industry, giving a talk to share with their knowledge with the student, their experience of working in the industry. As I show you, we have guest speaker from my lab, from Roots Research, from Nestle, etc. And for example, in my model, which I have just finished, we have 11 weeks, and I have 5 guest speaker coming. So they came for 5 workshops, and they came to share their experience of starting up their own business, because my model is about marketing for entrepreneurs. And we have entrepreneurs, founders coming to share their experience of working in that industry and how they launch their business. And we also have brilliant careers and entrepreneurship team, which can help students to like brush up their CV, brush up their personal statement, etc., preparing their job application, everything. And I have to emphasize that they are a award-winning team. So you will be in very good hands with them. They will provide you with the professional advice to help you launch your career. And also we have other for example, I often invite alumni of the course coming to the social gatherings. I believe that it is very good to have current students have interaction with alumni, because they will alumni not only share with the current student their experience of how to do in the course, but also how to start the job, how to find the job after graduation. And it will be very specialized advice. And it will have to bridge the gap between the study and employment, as mentioned before. And in previous years, depending on the request of the industry partners, sometimes we have some industry partners like meeting with us, raising the ideas that they would like to have help from some students. And we have students working with these industry partners for their dissertation. I think it was brilliant opportunity for the student to actually applying their theoretical knowledge in practice. Yeah. So I do not see any other question.
No more have come in. And we've exactly at 11 o'clock. So
Okay, I have one final question. So
There we go.
can students align their dissertation with personal projects or entrepreneurial ventures such as brand they are working on? Yes. So the dissertation is your dissertation. Okay, I want to emphasize that. So you will have the independence to decide on what you want to do in your dissertation. So when you are allocated with a supervisor, the supervisor's job is going to assist you with the dissertation. They are not going to be the person who have the total will make the total decision on your dissertation. You will work independently on the dissertation. Okay, so you are free to align your dissertation with personal project or the entrepreneurial ventures. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the time is up. It was so nice to have you here today. Thank you very much to Ben, Emanuela, and Manasi, and thank you to all of you for joining the section today. I am so looking forward to see you all in person in September. Yeah. Thank you.
thanks, everyone.